In 2024, a Foresight process helped design a transformative investment to unlock the economical potential of Lake Turkana. This collaborative effort brought together key stakeholders to envision the lake's future and co-design an investment program. Lake Turkana, the world's largest desert lake, supports the food security and livelihood of over 500,000 people in Kenya's Marsabit and Turkana counties. However, the region faces significant challenges, including frequent droughts, water shortages, and high levels of poverty, food insecurity, and intercommunal conflicts. The fisheries sector holds immense potential for growth, offering substantial benefits to the local economy and livelihoods. Realizing this opportunity requires upgrading the fish value chain, improving sustainable resource management, and fostering better coordination among fishery stakeholders.
Some of the challenges includes the production methods and the fishing methods that are adopted by the fisher folks. Subsequently, there are issues to do with a lot of post-harvest losses because of insufficient market opportunities. The food safety and quality approaches that are adopted by the fisher folks and the consumers and at the market level are not sufficient.
Supported by the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the UN World Food Programme, and UNESCO are partnering with Marsabit and Turkana county governments to help transform the Lake Turkana fishing sector to improve livelihoods and sustainability. Addressing these challenges demands a whole system and future-oriented approach.
Interestingly, the first idea was to approach this very much from an economic perspective, but based on experiences from the past, we quickly realized there are so many complex factors in this context around Lake Turkana, which really required a different approach, what we call a systems approach to things.
The Foresight for Systems Change approach, developed by Foresight for Food, brings different stakeholders together to plan for the future. It uses scenario analysis to explore future risks and opportunities. The approach helps stakeholders to identify pathways for change that can improve how the whole food system works. To ensure the sustainability of the investment in Lake Turkana, WFP invited Foresight for Food to support the inception phase of the program. The Foresight thinking aligns very closely with the human-centred development methodology also being used by WFP.
The Foresight journey integrated multi-stakeholder forums at the county level, community consultations, 2 national workshops, and 5 in-depth background studies. It began with workshops in Marsabit and Turkana counties, bringing together local stakeholders to build a shared understanding of current issues and future ambitions. Insights from these discussions informed follow-up workshops to develop a comprehensive investment strategy.
We are here today to really listen to the many stakeholders involved in the fish value chain, to listen to the local communities, to listen to the county government, to the national government representatives, to the beach management units, to the cooperatives, to the various community groups, in particular also youth groups and women groups, to really hear their views in order to be able to shape this program together with them.
Participatory methods such as rich picture exercise helped stakeholders map the challenges they face. Outputs from group discussions were synthesized into an overall picture of the lake's situation. A pivotal step was the development of future scenarios, illustrating the potential consequences of different approaches to fisheries, development, and management.
Foresighting to us is an important way of, understanding from the beginning where were we before this project. What were the failures? What were the challenges? So now if we look into the future by formulating a number of scenarios that will guide us in formulating strategies, plans, that will enable timely success of the project. So like we did in the first few meetings where we formulated about 6 scenarios with some having better management, good management strategies, sustainable fisheries, where all stakeholders are benefiting from from the fishery, both in terms of the resources from the fishery, the catches and all that. And then we have other scenarios where now we have risks, we have things like climate change, we have catches now dwindling, reducing. So with that, Foresight helps us to look into such unforeseen scenarios.
Nikilinganisha 2014, 2024 na 2040, kulingana venye tunaendelea, kama maisha yatakuwa venye fishing imeenda saizi, tukifika 2040 hakutakuwa na samaki. Kwa sababu kama saizi jinsi tumesoma, 2024 saizi wafanyabiashara wengi wameangamia. So ndio tulikuwa tunaangalia ikifika 2040 kama hali yenye iko na uvuvi itakuwa aje, tukaangalia kama tuwezi rekebisha sahihi system, tuweze kupata fish ponds, tupate tengeneze hiyo aquaculture, hizo za gauges za maji na tufunge mahali ya breathing zone. Yani mahali ya breathing zone isivuliwe ili samaki ziweze kuzaana, ndio ikifika 2040 tupate hiyo masamaki.
So looking into the various future possible scenarios, both in positive and negative way, and what are now the drivers to bring about this positive change. And you can see that the stakeholders in the room, they were engaged from the very first second when we got together here. You saw their active involvement from the first second really throughout the 3 days. And they really shared their views very openly, very transparently. They brought all the issues on the table. Because unless we know what the issues are, we are not able to bring that change that is needed.
Following community workshops, 2 Theory of Change workshops were held in Nairobi. These sessions deepened systemic understanding and identified pathways for change. Background studies provided a solid evidence base, empowering stakeholders to make informed decisions. Stakeholders also engaged in detailed mapping of the fish value chain, revealing the complex interactions among fisherfolk, processors, traders, exporters, beach management units, and input suppliers.
As much as people are doing fishing, there are no structured way of actually reaching this product reaching the market in a way that it can give you maximum profit. And in that case, everybody will do fishing. They will not mind how much you get, and at long last, people will still remain poor. But the moment we give a good structure of how the system is being run, it means that everybody will benefit and will benefit with its full potential. It means you can get value for the product you are getting.
The process clarified key intervention areas, defined partner roles, outlined critical processes, assessed risks, and shaped actionable strategies.
So we also identified some leverage points, key leverage points for us to achieve our big idea. 1, access to clean water, and we defined that. I'll not do that now. Access to energy, knowledge and information by all the actors, not only the fisher folks, but all the actors in the space.
So the opportunity to do this research as part of this project and the design of it was for us very important, because then we have been able to identify what are those pain points in terms of conflict issues in these communities, how are they likely to align or to be influenced or influence the program directly, and to already create thinking. So as people think about, fisheries, as people think about value chain, as people think about economic development, it is also most really critical to think about the contextual dynamics. What about intergroup tensions? What about those things that can actually ultimately lead to failure of the program?
Over 6 months, the Foresight approach combined developing a robust evidence with broad stakeholder engagement. The food system and key trends were mapped, and Foresight-backed scenarios guided stakeholders in exploring options and pathways for change. These insights informed a shared vision for Lake Turkana's food system and shaped the investment program's design.
This process, it helped me to guide or to inform other projects in my county, and also to guide other stakeholders we were working with in County of Marsabit.
I hope to see ownership from the counties especially. They own this as their project so that it becomes their own project that they can drive, so that it doesn't become the WFP project, but it becomes the community, the government, and also all the partners that we will work together with, that they also drive this as their own agenda.